Yeah, baby, yeah. What's up, guys? Aka-san. It is Sunday night. About to see Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually, coming out only a week later than America, which is in Japan world. That's pretty goddamn good. What else is coming out? Because guess what else is? We're still waiting on this one, Logan. But anyways, Spider-Man coming out in August. Got a few other things. Pirates of the Caribbean. John Wick 2, finally coming out July. Anyways, I'll let you guys know what I think about the movie right after this. Go Power Rangers! Coming out July 15th. I'm not joking. And by the way, IMAX 3D, as it should be seen. Let's go, man. Start the show. Alright, a-holes, we're finished. Guy in back behind me, Star-Lord outfit. Who? Anyways, we just finished watching this movie, and I think we both agree. What I will say, we both liked it, right? You liked it?
Yeah.
Did you like it better than the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a given. I think you'll be hard-pressed to find anybody that thinks that the first one was better. In some sense, I mean, there was, I think as an MCU fan, some people might say Guardians 1 was better because Guardians 2 was fairly detached. Like, there was really no mention of anything like in the MCU anytime relatively soon, which is kind of good because there's not a lot of hang-ups or so. I mean, the only thing that was really mentioned was the Infinity Stone, but that was also a continuation of the first movie. So, but in some sense, it was kind of bad because it didn't mess with the movie, but at the same time, even with the 5 end credits, there was still no mention of the MCU and no, like, I don't know, like, while the movie itself was really, really good, the only thing that was kind of disappointing is the fact that with 5 end credits, there was no sort of stinger to have you prepare and get you hyped for the next movie, Thor, Spider-Man, nothing. It's almost like they're pulling a Daredevil or a Netflix MCU type of move where there's like no mention at all. Other than that, I thought the movie was great. This was probably the best IMAX 3D movie I have seen in a long, long time. I'm very impressed with the work that James Gunn did, and the fact that, you know, when you usually see a 3D movie, especially in IMAX, all right, sorry about that, the data, I used everything on my phone. Too much porno. Sorry. Anyways, light up my room, it would look like a juxtaposed painting right up in here. Guardians of the Galaxy, what was I saying? Yes, so this may very well be one of the best, well, it by far was one of the best IMAX 3D presentations I've seen in a long, long time. When you're putting on the glasses, you know, when it's always like kind of black or so, like a little dark, like the screen is a little bit dark or something like that. You're like, God damn, is it like, you can obviously tell the movie shouldn't be as dark as it should. When we have 3D, you don't have that effect with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It was great. Like, I didn't even think about it once. Like, damn, this scene should be a little darker or like a little brighter, or it's not so clear. Like, and that is, you guys don't realize how amazing that is for me. I've talked about that a few times already with like Civil War as an example, when action scenes, when crazy stuff is going on, shaky cam, that doesn't always translate well in IMAX, specifically with IMAX 3D. And unfortunately, in Japan, you only if you're gonna go see something in IMAX, you don't have the option of IMAX 2D ever for English. It's always going to be IMAX 3D. So I would take it or leave it. But this particular case, guys, the 3D is great. The colors really stand out in every scene, as we've already noticed in the trailers. Every scene has a form of color just really coming out really well. The story itself, Guardians of the Galaxy, you know what? I'm gonna say right now, aside from Loki, I think the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy, it was at this point one of the best. Like, it was really one of the best, and it was there were a lot of twists and turns that I didn't even know. There were one big spoiler was kind of ruined for me a few weeks ago, but I knew there was no way I was going to be able to avoid that with it coming out in Germany 3 weeks early, it coming out in America a week before I could even get a chance to see it. So, but even that spoiler, the execution of it all was beautifully done, and it still was effective. I teared up. My girl teared up. I think everybody, like, if you didn't tear up in that particular scene, it like, and then even afterwards, it was still heart like very heartening and such. So I can't, the rest, without spoiling anything, I mean, every character was developed really well in this particular one. I honestly think I enjoyed this. Like, when I left the first movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, I was really mixed on it. Like, I didn't really know what I thought about that, if I liked it or not. And then gradually the music really got me over, and I was like, you know what, this is actually a really good movie. But what Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or Remix does is it hones in more on this idea of a family or this group, and a lot of what the comic, and I think a lot, and it really helped the fact that I played the Telltale game. Like, there's a particular humor that I think isn't really for everybody with Guardians of the Galaxy, but very similar to Deadpool. This humor works really well with Guardians of the Galaxy and the team, and this movie doesn't really take itself so seriously, but at the same time, when things do get serious, it doesn't feel like it falls flat. There are consequences, and you get the overall moral of the story very well with this particular movie. And I think I walked out of the theaters this time enjoying this movie a lot more than I ever enjoyed the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Again, the only sort of notable situation is the fact that it was very far removed from the MCU, unless, especially with the five end credits, unless there's just something I'm missing with one of those end credits, in terms of like, oh, this is gonna build into something more, basically. They mentioned a name where I'm gonna have to go do some homework and such, and find out what the gold chick was talking about, but and see if I thought it had something to do with Adam Warlock in the Soul Gem, or in Soul Gem? Yeah, maybe the Soul Gem. No, Loki's the Soul Gem, but Adam Warlock or something like that. Like, I thought it was gonna have something to do with it, but maybe not. Unless I don't know much about Adam Warlock himself, so maybe. Then again, he is gold, isn't he? Maybe that's what they were talking about then. Maybe. Maybe that's the only connection to the overall MCU of things. It was good. It was really good. The Sylvester Stallone cameo or show, I had no idea. Like, that caught me by surprise. Anything else? The Stan Lee cameo was really funny. Who he was cameoing with was great. That was actually really cool. Lots of nods for Marvel fans, so that part was good. And I guess lastly, I think you guys, maybe you'll have to answer this for me, but is it me, or did they Avengers the hell out of this movie in terms of like the team? Like they really tried to give it like this feeling of Avengers again, in terms of like teaming up for the first time again or something like that. Like I felt like there were a lot of poses, like Avenger-ish poses, where and it worked really well. But I don't remember the Guardians of the Galaxy theme song being so dominant and closely related to the Avengers theme. Like I almost thought that they were making a joke in the beginning when like I heard the theme song being played. It was like dun 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 dun, and it was like I was like, wait a second, is this supposed to be like? Are they borrowing a Thor's theme song, or is this? I know it's not the Avengers theme song, but I don't remember it being so dominant in the first movie. So I felt like maybe it was the same guy created a theme song for the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. That'll be very interesting to see how it all mixes with Avengers 3, Infinity War, and such. Thankfully, I guess in this case, no Thanos. I don't know if that was bad or good. Again, I would have liked to have gotten like a little bit of a stinger for going into Ragnarok. By the way, which I'm very happy about, the fact that Thor is actually going to come out in November in Japan. I was really worried it wasn't going to come out till February, but they finally decided to release it in November. So right around exactly the same time it comes out in America. So that is so good for me. I don't have to take a trip really far. And it's going to be called, instead of Ragnarok, they're calling it Mighty Thor Battle Royale, which is kind of weird. Like they're building up on the whole Hulk Thor fight type of deal, like it's like a battle royale deal. But that's it. Okay, guys, I've talked enough. Guardians of the Galaxy, out here they're calling it Guardians of Galaxy Remix, and it's out. Every character was done really well. Mantis was pretty hot. Gonna have to check out more of that. Now I can see why everybody says that I laugh like Drax, or Drax laughs like me, the overbearing laugh. But I thought about that a few times. I'm like, huh, that does kind of sound like me sometimes when I'm with the Trinity and such. Alright guys, it's late. Oh, no, there's one more thing I wanted to show you. Shit. This is shout outs to all my Patreon people, Billy Madison, Billy Martin, Billy Madison. A few of you other guys, I'll get you out on the shout outs a little later, but I did want to show you the new posters that are the new posters that are coming out. Take a look real quick. If you guys want some of these posters delivered right to you, straight from Japan, John Wick, look at that. John Wick hasn't come out yet. Like that. Power Rangers, you see that shit right there? Oh my god. Power Rangers. And this is the big one I'm talking about, Star Wars, baby. I cannot wait. I was totally thinking of, well, not this one, but I might blow this poster up or something. Blows this poster up, put it in the background. I got chills on that teaser. In fact, I might even just take the logo itself. Just that red and black was so nice. Anyways, if you guys want one of these, check out my Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to figure out, if you want to get more information on how you can get me, how you can get me to send these bad boys out to you as part of my Japan swag package. Okay, take care of yourselves, guys. I'm going to sleep. Good night, everyone. Peace. A-holes.